what's good, y'all? It's your boy J Suave. I'm the host of J Suave TV. We back with the Power Talk, because y'all already know it's Power Week. Power Raising Kanan Season 4 finale drops tomorrow, so y'all already know I gotta come at y'all with the prediction. What I think is gonna happen, who I think is gonna make the Season 5 all that. I wanted to get y'all another video on Power, a little what if, and I might still be able to get that to y'all if it doesn't happen in the actual episode. Going down the scenario if it did happen, but we gonna get to that if it happens. If it don't, and it is what it is. But I'm out of town right now, so I can't get y'all both vids. But I figure I at least submit my predictions to see what I get right and what I get completely wrong. All that said, we gonna jump right into this video, but y'all already know what y'all gotta do before I get to yap. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do all those things right now. And let's get into my predictions. So look, off top, we got to talk about whose hand Kanan is shaking in that trailer. Now, in the trailer breakdown video that I dropped, which if you haven't watched that, go ahead and tap in. But in that video, I said that this person gotta be Breeze, no question. I'm standing on that. I really do think that this person is Breeze. There's no reason to hide their face if they're not. And the showrunner, Sasha Penn, already knows we've been weighing on Breeze since the original Power. Now, there is the possibility that this is potentially unique, I guess. Everybody goes back to his picture from this season where he got the brown jacket on. But I'm not jacking that this is unique. This has to be Breeze, and I'm standing on that. Another prediction I have, I don't think Kanan finds out that Snaps and Pops were the one responsible for Famous and Crystal in this episode. I say that because I don't think that Breeze interaction is going to happen until the end of the finale. Now, with that said, if Kanan doesn't find out that Snaps and Pops were directly responsible for Famous and Crystal, he's still going to have the assumption that it was his mom who was. So does Kanan kill his mom in the season 4 finale? Ultimately, I don't think that that's going to happen. If Kanan kills Rock in this finale, we got to go a whole 10 more episodes at the minimum with no Rock. Yeah, she'll probably be in after images or in flashbacks and all of that, but I don't know if SARS is ready to get rid of Patina Miller this soon. She's a big draw to the show. Something I could definitely see happening is maybe Jukebox getting the information from Detective Garcia, because she does owe him information. What information she's going to tell him, I don't know. I feel like it would have to be something that she already knows. It's not going to be new information we find out in this finale. Like, maybe she tells him that she heard through the grapevine that cops were involved in Famous's death, and that gets Garcia looking even further into the department, finding out potentially that they're connected to Snaps and Pops, the ones who did what they did to Crystal and Fame. And then he relays that information back to Jukebox. She might tell Kanan about it, but they can't strike Snaps and Pops just yet because obviously it's Snaps and Pops. Like, I know Kanan is reckless as hell, but let's be honest, if he went up against Snaps and Pops right now by himself, that's not the equivalent of what Tariq did on Ray Ray at all at the end of season 3 of the original Power. That boy might get struck down right then and there. So maybe it's a thing of he knows that Snaps and Pops were the one who was responsible for their death, but he just can't do nothing about it right now. Y'all leave y'all thoughts in the comments on what conversation y'all think Garcia and Jukebox is going to have in this episode, and what leverage Jukebox is going to get that she could potentially relay back to Kanan regarding this whole situation, because I just don't see Rock dying right now. But with that said, there's no way we're going to get a Power finale and nobody of relevance gets dropped off. We've gone through 4 seasons and the Thomas family is still intact. I don't think we're going to season 5 with that same energy. Now, Lou just got back out into these streets. He's working with Rock again, and that's another reason why I don't think Rock is going to die, because Rock is his direct connection to the street right now. If Rock dies in this episode, what was the point of Lou even having that speech to her in the last episode about him being a Dragon Slayer? So I think Rock's okay. I think Lou's okay. But the one brother I don't think is going to be okay is Marvin. It's a very high likelihood, in my opinion, that Marvin either ends up dead or in jail at the end of this season. Even up till this last episode, my boy keeps on racking bodies that are not accounted for. There gotta be somebody watching, bro. He just can't keep getting away with this shit. I think Marvin's gonna drop off early Tyler this episode, but I'm not sure how he's going to fare afterwards. We got a full-on war happening. So there is a big chance Marvin could get dropped off. I don't know. I hope not. But whether he dies or he goes to jail, I think one of those two is definitely happening at the end of this season. Someone else I think has potential big death flags is Unique, as much as I don't want to say that. That's how you know these characters is great. I don't want to see nobody get dropped off and I'm watching Power. Like, that's the expectation. But for real though, if Unique were to get dropped off right now, it just feels too similar to the last season. He literally just got all this build up, all this gas, made all these connections, and you just go drop him off in the finale? But what else can you do with his character? There's no way you can broker peace with this man. I also don't see this beef with Unique and Rock going into the next season either. I mean, there is a possibility that it can, and it's just not the focus of the next season. I don't think it will be the focus, because obviously we're going to get introduced to who I believe is Breeze. As this series comes to an end, we got to continue to make Kanan build up to be more of that main character that I feel like Rock's been filling in for him. You know, because we're raising Kanan. We literally growing up alongside little bro. But yeah, in terms of Unique getting dropped off, I'm like 70-30 on it right now. He could get dropped off. It would be a shame if he did, just because I feel like his story is really now on the ramp up. Like I said to y'all in the Unique is not Breeze video, I really don't feel like Unique was on much time and before Ronnie did what he did to him in season 3. Now he's been moving crazy, and I get it. He's a threat that needs to be disposed of. And ultimately, can this war even end if Unique is not dead at the end of it? That's the question we really got to ask ourselves. I mean, he had an elite run this season, but I don't know. I'm really leaning on the fact that he might die by the end of it. Now, where do I see things going with Stefano? Stefano's a character I feel we gotta talk about because he's clearly trying to put Rock and Marvin at odds with each other, especially now knowing that Marvin has something to do with the dude that early Tyler killed some episodes back. So he's no longer gonna be able to trust Marvin anymore. He barely want to work with Rock. So at this point, what is his purpose in the story outside of moving Rock's product? Which is important, yes, but I'm sure Rock would rather find somebody else to move this product than work with Stefano that she knows for damn sure she cannot trust. I could definitely see a world where Stefano gets dropped off, potentially thrown in his own furnace. I think it would be Marvin who throw him in that furnace. One, bro is just a crash out by nature. And two, I feel like that's all the IOUs that Stefano never paid Marvin back on. Like, think about all the work Marvin did for Stefano. When has Stefano ever paid Marvin back? Never. I don't know. I definitely see death by fire in Stefano's future, but we'll see what happens. My predictions for snaps and pops in this episode, I feel like they just gonna keep on playing the scenes in Kanan's mind that Rock was one responsible for his man's death. Not only they're gonna keep on telling him that Rock took out Famous, but they're also gonna bring up the Crystal incident too. If they smart, they would say where they found Crystal or where the cops said they found Crystal's body, so that when Jukebox tells Kanan what Garcia told her, it don't seem like they was lying or withholding information, because then that would further sow seeds in his mind that Rock was responsible. Overall, I just think snaps and pops are going to continue to gaslight Kanan in this episode. I do think Jukebox is going to give him the information that he needs to realize that snaps and pops were the one to actually take out Famous and Crystal. He won't act on it just yet, but he will know, and he will learn soon enough where he does not take out his mother because of it. But at that point, you got to think he's going to have to move fast and take out snaps and pops in the next season, because they're going to question why the hell Kanan didn't take out his mom. Especially if conversations arise where they're like, we should take her up off the board, she's bad for our business. So this is a very particular situation. They're going to have to handle snaps and pops quick going into the next season, and that's easier said than done. Another prediction I have for this episode, I feel like Lou and Birilla is going to be a part of this war. Now, Lou, obviously, but I feel like Birilla was so open to getting some work from Lou some episodes back that he'd be down with whatever. I mean, has Birilla even seen a check from Lou just yet for any of the raps that he's made at all? I don't think so. So I think he'd definitely be down to get in the street and be a part of this war. And I can definitely see bro being a casualty of it, because one thing we know about Birilla from episodes earlier is that he is not what he raps about. That nigga is not built for the street. So when he runs into somebody who is he gonna fold? We gonna see. I personally think he is, and he won't make it to season 5, but y'all let me know your thoughts on Birilla in the comments. Finally, I want to talk about Jukebox and how I feel like her connection with Detective Garcia is going to set up this cop plotline that we know Jukebox ends up going down. We know in Power, Jukebox is a cop, and I think it's this relationship with Garcia that's going to lead her down that road. I think that they're going to continue having a working relationship going into season 5, and I think he's going to convince her to join their roster. I don't know how this is going to happen, because we know Jukebox is a dirty cop in the original Power. Maybe she ends up joining because she knows the information she can gather alongside the cops is more valuable than her just being in the street, especially if she's able to get Kanan the information that snaps and pops were actually responsible for Famous and Crystal's death. It would be similar to a Lou situation where he can't do nothing behind the booth, but in the streets he's more valuable. Similarly to Jukebox, we know she's not really in the street like that, but she's smart. She could utilize this resource of being a cop as a valuable asset to Kanan and the family, until she ends up changing her last name and just defecting from Kanan altogether, which is something I think we'll get in the next season. Now, if Kanan were to kill his mom in this finale per se, I do think that will probably be the catalyst to have Kanan and Jukebox fight. We know that they have a fight from the original series. Kanan says so himself, where she leaves some scar in his body, I guess. I think that would be the catalyst if he were to kill his mom. I mean, the whole Thomas family would be going crazy on Kanan for doing that. And even though I think Kanan will be the one to take out his moms down the line, I don't think it's going to happen in this finale episode just yet. But those are my predictions for the season 4 finale of Power Book 3. It's been a ride this season, y'all. The slow build up, the attention to detail, and the story progression is shown mightily this season. I'm looking forward to what they cook up in the finale and going into season 5. But y'all leave y'all thoughts in the comments. What do y'all think is going to happen in the finale? What are your greatest predictions y'all have for the episode? Who do y'all think is going to live, die? What do y'all think is going to happen? All that, leave them in the comments right now. Until next time, I've been your host, Jay Suave. I hope you've been entertained, and we're going to talk soon. Peace, y'all.